What is up, everyone? Welcome to the FAA podcast. Got a great weekend in of football, college football week 2, NFL week 1. And, of course, we wrap it up tonight with the Vikes here against the Bears in Chicago. Great NFC North matchup. So, let's start off with college football. Number 2, Penn State beating up on FIU. I thought Penn State looked pretty bad, though. I mean, that's just me probably being a Penn State fan, but it was 10-0 at halftime. They scored a bunch in the fourth quarter to get it to this margin, 5-touchdown margin there, but it did not look pretty, and I was surprised Penn State didn't drop any. I understand most of the other top schools played either the similar fashion against lesser opponents or played very much lesser opponents like Ohio State 70-0 over Grambling there. But yeah, Penn State I thought did not look that good. Obviously, the defense is still elite. Shut out FIU, including a interception or fumble against going into the red zone. But yeah, that was pretty solid there. Drew Aller, 57.6%, 200, 2 touchdowns. Keywan Jenkins, 53.6%, 127, 1 pick. Joe Pinsanski, 60%, 3 of 5 for FIU, 22 yards and a fumble. Katron Allen led the game in rushing, big time running for him. That was a lot from his 65-yard touchdown run that he had, 16 carries, 144 yards touchdown, 3-yard catch as well. Penn State wide receiver Devontae Ross leading the game in receiving, caught 3 for 61 and a score. And defensively, I'm going to go with Penn State. Defensive end Chaz Coleman, 4 tackles, all of them solos, a sack, 2 tackles for loss, 1 pass defense, and a fumble recovery. Penn State, or FIU, I mean, plus 41.5 easily covers, under 53.5 quite easily. Battle for the Cy-Hawk Trophy, number 16, Iowa State, 16-13 over Iowa. Big-time win for Rocco Becht and the Cyclones in Iowa City there. Or in Ames, I should say. Rocco Becht, 66.7%, 134, a touchdown, 5 carries, 11 yards. Mark Gronowski was not able to get anything going, really, against this Cyclone defense, 54.2%. 83 yards, a pick, 16 carries, 37 yards, and a touchdown. Classic low statistical output Iowa State-Iowa game there. Jason Patterson, he led the game in rushing for the Hawkeyes, 11 carries, 60 yards, and a 2-yard reception. Jacob Gill led the game in receiving for Iowa, 5 catches, 52 yards. And defensively, a whole host of defensive performances. I am going to go with Iowa State defensive lineman Tamatoa McDonough. 5 tackles, 4 solos, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. Got to give credit to the guy that won the game for the Cyclones. Kicker Kyle Conradi made all 3 of his field goals, 54 long, and that was the game-winning kick there. Also hit an extra point as well. Iowa plus 3.5 covered by the hook, under 43.5. Baylor, big time upset against number 17 SMU in double overtime, 48-45. This was an excellent game. Sawyer Robinson played the game of his life, essentially 68%, 440, 4 touchdowns, 6 carries, 20 yards. Baylor needed it to keep in, after that week 1 loss, needed this game. So it was an excellent performance by Sawyer Robertson. This is the type of offense that I thought we were getting with Baylor last week. Didn't show up enough, and played excellent ball in this one. Kevin Jennings for the Mustangs. He played well also, 72.7%, 295, 3 touchdowns, a pick, 14 carries, 16 yards. It's hard to lose game with those statistics, as we always say in these high scoring affairs. We'll see another one we talk about Sunday Night Football at the end of the NFL recap. But yeah, I mean, Kevin Jennings, besides the interception, it was a very, very good passing night for him. What is up, Jimmy?
What's up?
Nothing much, man. We are rolling. Got the Brett Favre jersey on for you.
Nice. Appreciate it.
Baylor running back Bryson Washington, big game for him. 100 yards on the ground, 31 carries, 115, 2 touchdowns, a fumble, 3 catches for 11 yards there. SMU's running back TJ Harden, the UCLA transfer, he also went for 115 on 19 carries, 3 touchdowns for him, caught 2 for -7 yards. Baylor, I mean, the wide receivers in this one were crazy, of course, with over 700 passing yards. You're going to have a couple guys go over 100, and Baylor had 2, SMU had 1. Baylor's were wide receivers Josh Cameron and Ashton Hawkins. Cameron went 9 for 151, 2 touchdowns and a fumble. Hawkins 10 for 145. SMU's Romello Brinson went over 100, 4 for 126, 2 touchdowns for him. 2-touchdown day for Baylor wide receiver Kobe Prentice as well, caught 4 for 63 in those 2 scores. Defensively, I'm going to go with SMU corner Deuce Harmon, 5 tackles, all of them solos, 3 passes defensed. Baylor plus 2.5 wins outright, over 65.5 easily. 93 points. Another high-scoring one, NC State 35-31 over Virginia. Chandler Morris for the Cavs, 69.8%, 257, a touchdown, a pick, 3 carries for 56 yards. CJ Bailey for the Wolfpack, 69.6%, 200, 1 touchdown, 6 carries, 44 yards, 2 scores, so 3 total for him on the day. UVA running back Jamari Taylor had a big day on the ground, 17 carries, 150 yards, 3 touchdowns, caught 2 for 13. NC State's Hollywood Smothers kind of matched him, 17 carries, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 catches for 13 yards there. Virginia wide receiver Jamal Etrine, he led the game in receiving, caught 6 for 68. And defensively, there wasn't a lot of stats. Let's go with UVA safety Devin Neal, 6 tackles, 3 solos, tackle for loss, and a pass defense. But yeah, this one was weird. I thought UVA was going to get it. They were up a little bit. NC State, I think, scored 2 touchdowns. UVA could never get back. They kept this kind of margin. It was like 1 score, 1 score, 1 score. It was just kind of like leveling up every score. NC State covered -2.5 over 52.5. Number 4, Georgia, go Dogs, 28-6 over Austin Peay. Yeah, kind of like Penn State, man. This was not a great game for Georgia. I can't remember I think it was 14-6 at halftime. And yeah, it was very pitiful. I was texting with our guy Mark about the end of the first half. Georgia had 5 or 6 plays from the 1-yard line inward, and they got stuffed every single play, including Gunnar Stockton almost threw what would have been a 99-yard pick 6 that the guy would have caught it, essentially, because it was right there. But yeah, that was so annoying to watch. But Georgia got the win. They looked a little bit better in the second half. Obviously, shut out Austin Peay in the second half, but Gunnar Stockton's got to play a little bit better. Didn't do as much with his legs this week. I was kind of surprised at that. But, yeah. The 2 games so far, I have not been that impressed with this Georgia team. And it gets real quick this weekend in Knoxville. So we'll see what happens, but talk about that on Friday. 76.5% for Stockton, 227, 5 carries, 13 yards. Chris Parson for Austin Peay. I think he started like 10 of 10 or something like that. Very efficient, 69.6%. Nothing downfield, though, 151 and a pick. Georgia running back Nate Frazier led the game in rushing, 14 carries, 69 yards. 2 touchdowns, a fumble, 2 catches for 15 yards. Also 2-score day for his running mate Chauncey Bowens, 11 carries, 56 yards, 2 scores. Georgia wide receiver Colby Young led the game in receiving, caught 7 for 76. And defensively, I'm going to go with Georgia linebacker C.J. Allen, 7 tackles, 5 solos, a sack, 1.5 tackles for loss. I know, Jimmy, your player of the game is Austin Peay's defensive back because he has the greatest name ever.
100%.
Ellis Jr.
Double up.
led the game in tackles, 11 tackles, 8 solos, and a fumble recovery. Austin Peay easily plus 46.5, under 56.5 easily. Number 8, Clemson. Again, this was a theme of Saturday. I don't know what was going on, and it feels like week 2 maybe is always like this every year, but I always forget because we have 14 weeks of college football plus college conference championships and the CFP. But yeah, I mean, this whole Saturday was just wild. It was just close games against teams that I had being very bad, like FIU, Troy. Troy had 3-9. I mean, Austin Peay is not as good as what they used to be in the FCS. There's some other ones too that we'll talk about, but yeah, I don't know. Number 8, Clemson, 27-16 over Troy, and they were down. They were down 16-3, I think it was. And yeah, they fought back, and they won, and looked a lot better in the second half. They got 3 picks in the second half. Goose Crowder, though, for the Trojans, led the game in passing there, 61.3%. 223, a touchdown, 3 picks. I mentioned those. Ten carries for 10 yards there. Cade Klubnik, 75%, very efficient, but only 196 yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick. Adam Randall, he was kind of the star for Clemson, especially in the second half. 21 carries, 112 yards, touchdown, a fumble, 4 receptions for 23 yards. Clemson wide receiver Bryant Wesco Jr., big game for him, 7 for 118, 2 scores. And defensively, I'm going to go with Troy linebacker T.J. Thompson, tackle. It was a solo tackle, a 4-yard pick 6 off of Klubnik. Troy plus 29.5, covered easily, under 51.5. Number 20, Ole Miss, 30-23, squeaker in Lexington over Kentucky. Austin Simmons, pretty poor passing night, 54.2%, 235 through 2 picks, 8 carries, 44 yards, a touchdown. Kentucky, I'm not sure if Zach Calzada got banged up or what, but Cutter Boley did play a little bit. He went 1 for 3, 38 yards, 4 carries, 14 yards. Calzada, though, just 50%, 149. Ole Miss running back Kawan Lacey, big gain for him on the ground, 28 carries, 138 yards, touchdown, a 4-yard catch. He had a 2-touchdown day by his counterpart for Kentucky, running back Seth McGowan, 15 for 93, 2 touchdowns and a 5-yard catch. Ole Miss wide receiver Harrison Wallace, the third, Penn State transfer. He had a 100-yard game receiving, 4 for 117. And how about pretty solid defensive play in this one? I'm going with Kentucky defensive back Ty Bryant, 10 tackles, 4 solos, a half tackle for loss, 2 picks. Kentucky plus 7.5 covers by the hook over 51.5. I told you weird shit happens in Lexington, and it almost did. Kentucky stayed with them despite. I mean, you look at those quarterback numbers, man, and it's like, dude, how do they even stay in? But then you look at Simmons, he threw 2 picks. So this game was wild. Mizzou 42-31. We all had Kansas. And Jimmy, this game prompted me today just to throw a little $5 on a boost, a 10% boost on Bet Rivers. Bo Pribula to win the Heisman. Why not? He's sitting at plus 5,000 on Bet Rivers right now. I mean, the first two games, I mean, I know the first game was against a nobody, but this game I was very impressed. Against a Big 12 school. So, yeah, I mean, and I like it too because he's my former Penn State boy, so I get to root for him a little bit. I don't think Missouri plays Georgia this year, so it'll be good. But yeah, he balls out back-to-back games. 76.9%, 334, 3 touchdowns, and a fumble. Jalen Daniels couldn't really continue the momentum from week 0 and week 1. 60%, 223, 2 touchdowns, a pick, 10 carries, 17 yards, and a rushing score. Mizzou got a lot of help from the ground game. They ran for, I can't remember. I think it was over 300 yards they ran for. Running back Jamal Roberts, 13 carries, 143 yards, touchdown, 2 catches for 9 yards. Ahmad Hardy, the ULM transfer, 25 carries, 112 yards, touchdown, and a 2-yard catch. Mizzou wide receiver Kevin Coleman Jr. had a big day, 10 for 126 and a touchdown. 2 touchdown days for the tight ends. Mizzou tight end Brett Norfleet, 7 for 76, 2 scores. The former Iowa State tight end Deshaun Hanukkah for the Jayhawks, 6 for 74 and 2 scores. Defensively, how about the guy that scored a touchdown? Kansas defensive back Austin Alexander, 6 tackles, 2 solos, and a 28-yard fumble return for a touchdown. Mizzou minus 6.5 covers, over 49.5 easily, 73. How about the Bulls, man? USF. They are rolling in South Florida right now. 18-16 over number 13 Florida. That is 2 top 25 wins. First one, they demolished Boise State. This one, they squeak one out at the buzzer against Florida. A nice little 20-yard chip shot. You can hit that one with your 9-iron there, Jimmy.
Oh,
yeah. Get the wedge out. But yeah, I mean, you got to give credit. Alex Golish has these boys playing, and the defense, I think, and that is his background, right? A former USC defensive coordinator, has been a couple other places, but the defense has just been lights out. I mean, I forget how many they let up against Boise, but it was not that much. I think it was like 10 points, something like that. Let up 16 to Florida. I mean, can they three-peat? I mean, because they got another Florida team this week. And again, talk more about that on Friday, but I'm just kind of foreshadowing what we're going to talk about. They got another Florida team this week, man. The U hosting USF. So, I mean, if they beat Miami, they're top 5. They have to be. They'd have like triple the top 25 wins of mostly every single other team in the country. So, I mean, yeah. Byron Brown, though, he's been leading this offense, 63.9%, 263, a touchdown. Big time, though, his legs are a massive aspect of this offense. 17 carries, 66 yards. He did the same kind of thing to Boise in week 1. DJ Lagway, pretty efficient, 69.7%, 222, a touchdown, and a pick. Florida running back Jaden Ball led the game in rushing. 18 carries, 93 yards. USF wide receiver Keyshawn Singleton led the game in receiving, caught 2 for 75 and a touchdown. Defensively, I'm going with Florida edge rusher Tyreek Sapp, 5 tackles, 3 solos, a sack, 2 tackles for loss. And I already mentioned Martine's son, Nico Gramatica, 3 for 4, 75% on his field goals, 38 long, hit an extra point, and of course the 20-yard game winner. USF. Plus, I don't have them on my thing, so they were plus 16.5, I think, and the under hit. I think it was like 58.5 or something like that. I missed that one on my sheet. Number 3, LSU. Again, another top 25 team struggling. 23-7 over Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech's another team. I think I had them 6-6, so not a very bad team, but a mid-level team in my mind, bowl eligible right around there. But yeah, I mean, it's just weird weekend. LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier, 63.4%, 237, a touchdown, a pick. Louisiana Tech played 2 QBs. I'm not sure why, but Trey Cuckoo, 66.7%, 50 yards, 5 carries, 16 yards. Blake Baker, I believe he's the normal starter, but 37.5%, 46 yards, touchdown, 6 carries, 13 yards. LSU running back Harlem Berry led the game in rushing, 6 for 56. Big day for LSU wide receiver Berry and Brown, the Kentucky transfer, 8 for 94, leading the game in receiving. And defensively, I'm going to go with Louisiana Tech linebacker Mekhi Mason, 11 tackles, 4 solos, a sack, 1.5 tackles for loss. But one thing you can say, and it's similar to all the top teams that struggled this weekend, is the defense, right? The defense, they might have struggled, right? But the defense came through in the second half and never allowed the other team to get close, really. Although their offense was struggling, their defense was balling. And LSU specifically, that's been the talk of LSU through 2 weeks. Louisiana Tech plus 36.5 easily, under 49.5 easily. This, I think, was the shocker. USF beating Florida, that was a tough one. And that was, I guess technically that was more of a shocker because that was on the road at Florida, although it's not that far to go from, Tampa to Gainesville. This one, I was like, bruh. I had Mississippi State being very, very bad. 3-9 for me this year. They already got 2 wins. 24-20. Upset shocker against number 12 Arizona State, who I believe I had losing to Iowa State in the Big 12 championship game preseason, which still can happen because it's a non-conference game. But still, I mean, it was shocking. Blake Shapen, very good games, 57.6%, 279, 3 touchdowns. I have no clue what happened to Sam Levitt. I mean, the Bulldog defense was just shutting down everything. 45.5% passing, 82 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks, 8 carries for 25 yards. I mean, Arizona State did get a good ground game. I mean, they went over 250 yards, I think, rushing. Raleek Brown, 18 carries, 110 yards, 3 catches for 10 yards. Kanye Uda, the Army transfer, 23 carries, 105 yards, and a touchdown. Mississippi State couldn't run the ball. Fluff Bothwell, their leading rusher, there's 34 yards. So it's very odd that that Arizona State lost this game. But again, great rushing numbers. But it seems like, because I didn't watch any of this game, it seems like what happened is they got big runs and then they got down into the high red or low red zone, and Sam Levitt threw picks. That's what it seems like. 200-yard receivers for the Bulldogs here. Brennan Thompson, 6 for 133, 2 scores. The Georgia transfer, Anthony Evans, the third, 9 for 108 and a touchdown. Defensively, how about Arizona State defensive lineman Clayton Smith, 5 tackles, 3 solos, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. Mississippi State plus 5.5 wins outright, under 58.5. OU, baby, number 18, Oklahoma, 24-13 over number 15, Michigan. Dude, John Mateer is a real deal. And I was so happy this game. It was his coming out party essentially on national TV because Oklahoma didn't really play anyone week 1. But yeah, dude, I mean this guy is special, and he was special last year. He was special at Washington State last year. Threw for 3,900 yards, I think it was, and a million touchdowns. But yeah, very, very good. 61.8%, 270 touchdown. Did have the pick, but 19 carries, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns. he led Oklahoma in rushing, and that's the issue. The one issue with Oklahoma, they have not been able to run the ball. They've had to rely on John Mateer's legs. So they need to figure that out. But other than that, I mean, Mateer's playing out of his mind right now. So Bryce Underwood, yep, looked like a freshman. 37.5%, 142. He completed only 9 passes. Yeah, I mean, this is why I questioned Michigan coming in. It wasn't that Bryce Underwood couldn't do it. He was the number 1 quarterback in the class of 2025 or whatever. It's the fact that he's a freshman quarterback and he's never played in that type of atmosphere. Like, being at home's one thing, and I mean, I've never been to the Big House, but I've heard it's, obviously it's the biggest stadium in college football. So it's overwhelming, but you're at home. The fans actually like you there. The fans don't like you when you're in a big time SEC, stadium there down in Norman. So, yeah, I mean, it was a difficult game for him, and there's a lot of games left. But I still don't think Michigan's going to make the playoff. I do not believe so. Their defense is still good, but I don't know. Justice Haynes, he had a hell of a game. Big run. Took most of his yards here. 19 carries, 125, touchdown, 3 catches for -5 yards. 100-yard effort for Oklahoma wide receiver Deion Burke, 7 for 101 and a touchdown. And defensively, with Oklahoma, linebacker Kendall Daniels, 4 tackles, 3 solos, 2.5 tackles for loss. Oklahoma -3.5, covered under 44.5. I am pissed, though, Jimmy, at Michigan's kicker, Dominic Zavada. Why? Because there was a super boost on Bet365 for both teams to score 15 points. Zavada doinked a field goal early in the game in the second quarter, and that would have been the 3 that I needed. I was actually rooting for Michigan at the end. I was like, score! Please, score! It's whatever. Michigan State, what a game. What a game we had in East Lansing. 42-40 over Boston College, double overtime. I don't know if there were many people that thought that this game was going to be in the 40s for both squads here. And this is probably the smallest font we've had on any of the slides because there's a lot of stats and a lot of different people having stats. So Boston College quarterback Dylan Lonergan, 75.6%, 394 touchdowns. Aiden Childs, he's played pretty well through 2 games for MSU this year, being his second year at Michigan State under Jonathan Smith. 65.5%, 231, 4 touchdowns, 12 carries, 39 yards to score, 5 total scores for Childs on the day. MSU running back Mekhi Frazier, he led the game in rushing, 17 carries, 81 yards, and a 1-yard reception. 2 touchdown day for BC running back Turbo Richard, 13 carries, 55 yards, touchdown. Did have a fumble, 7 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown. BC wide receiver Lewis Bond led the game in receiving, caught 11 for 90 yards. 2 touchdown day for Michigan State's big wide receiver Nick Marsh, true sophomore, 5 catches for 68 and 2 scores. And defensively, I'm going to go with Boston College defensive back Omar Thornton, 12 tackles, 6 solos, 1 sack, 3 tackles for loss. Boston College plus 3.5, covered over 45.5. Yeah, by a little bit. 82 points in this one. What a game we had in Bozeman. Number 2 South Dakota State, 30-24 over number 3 Montana State. Another double overtime game. I believe there were 3, maybe 4 double overtime games this week. It got a little spicy in week 2. But yeah, the Jackrabbits continue. They are good. And it is concerning. Montana State, I haven't looked at the new FCS stats poll, but yeah, the Bobcats are 0-2. Not good. I mean, they still have to go into conference play because this is not a conference game, although I always forget that because of geographics with where the Dakotas are and Montana right beside each other. I forget that South Dakota State, North Dakota State, and South Dakota and North Dakota, I believe, are all in the Missouri Valley Conference. Montana State and Montana, they are in the Big Sky. So it's different. Yeah, but they always seem to play each other anyways. But yeah, excellent game. Top 3 matchup and held up to the hype. Chase Mason for the Jackrabbits, 68%, 174, 3 touchdowns, 14 carries, 34 yards, and a score. 4 total scores for Mason. Stanford transfer Justin Lamson, 64.3%, 123, 20 carries, 96 yards, touchdown, and a fumble. South Dakota State running back Julius Lawfridge, he led the game in rushing, 23 carries, 99 yards. South Dakota State wide receiver Lofton Ogroski. What a name for the Jackrabbits. He might be my favorite player now in FCS, Jimmy. I don't know. 12 catches, 125 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Hell of a game. And we don't get tackle stats for FCS. So my defensive player of the game is the guy that scored a touchdown. Montana State defensive end Seth Brock, 2-yard fumble return for 8 touchdowns. We also had another pretty cool. I liked his name anyways. The tight end for that scored a touchdown for South Dakota State, Braden Delahoyd, and of course we got the linebacker Chase Van Tol as well. So great name game there for that one. South Dakota State -3 covered over 50.5. Let's go to the NFL. Sao Paulo Chargers. Shocking win, 27-21 on Friday. Justin Herbert just shredded the Chiefs defense. 73.5%, 318, 3 touchdowns, 7 carries, 32 yards. Guess where he was, Jimmy?
Where?
On my bench. I only have him in one league. It's my dynasty league. But yeah, not very good on the bench there. Also not very good. My MVP pick, Patrick Mahomes, struggled 61.5%, 258 touchdown, 6 carries, 57 yards, a rushing touchdown. I mean, he led the Chiefs and the game in rushing. Very odd statistic for Patrick Mahomes to lead not only his team but the whole game in rushing. I mean, obviously the issue is he doesn't have anyone to throw to. They're dropping like flies, whether it be injury, suspension, whatever it is. I mean, the Chiefs they're down to like 4th, 5th wide receivers at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't had a deep threat in a long time, and it's a noticeable trend where he just doesn't throw the ball down the field because he doesn't have guys down the field. Mm-hmm. So he's really limited in his offense.
Yeah, and I mean, the only and Patrick's a big trust guy too. Mm-hmm. He has to trust the receiver in order to throw it to him. And Travis is the only guy that he can trust at this point. I guess Juju as well. Because he's been there for a couple of years now. Hollywood Brown's a new connection because he was injured all last year, which, I mean, this is what I expect Hollywood stat lines to look like every single week now until Worthy and or Rice get back. I mean, Hollywood led the game in receiving 10 for 99. I mean, that's terrible yards per reception, but 16 targets. Again, there's no one else to throw to. So, and I would expect teams to double team Travis Kelce. I mean, that would be my defensive game plan anyways. How about Quentin Johnson? Breakout game in year 3. Caught 5 of 7 targets for 79 yards, 2 scores. Old reliable Keenan Allen back in an LA uniform. He had 10 targets, caught 7 for 68 and a score. Of course, Kelce scored as well. Defensively, I'm going with Chiefs linebacker Drew Tranquill getting little bit of revenge, even though they lost the game. But former Charger there, 5 tackles, 4 solos, 2 sacks, 2 tackles lost, 2 QB hits. Chargers plus 3.5 went outright over 47.5. By the hook. Steelers 34-32 over the Jets. A-Rod's back, baby. A-Rod is back.
Steelers going the Super Bowl.
I mean, could you have scripted a better game for Aaron Rodgers in his first one as a Steeler? Not only does he ball out statistically, but he also beats the Jets, which was so funny. Especially his post game. he said, I was very happy to beat everyone associated with the Jets. So yeah, I think there was a little extra oomph into that. Wow. What do you think about JJ McCarthy scoring first touchdown tonight, Jimmy? I don't know. That'd be bold. That'd be bold.
It would be.
Will he run in? I don't know.
Sneaks it in.
I would not call a sneak, but maybe he runs it in. I don't know. Let's go with it. Why not, right? It's week 1. We have nothing to lose. Except my house. Just kidding.
Don't lose your house, please.
Well, do we want to do breaking news right now, or are we going to get through this game first? We haven't talked about this one too long, but we do have breaking news. Just saying.
We do.
Yes. Go Birds. How about the Philadelphia Eagles? Howie strikes again.
What do you do?
The Eagles are trading for Tank Bigsby. I'm waiting to see what the details are there. It is 2 draft picks going back to Jacksonville.
Oh, Schefter just sent it out to the 2026 5th and 6th round pick.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't like it. Don't like it.
Really?
I don't. No, I don't understand why. Why does that need to happen? I mean, I really like Will Shipley. The one thing I'll say is maybe the Eagles aren't impressed with AJ Dillon. And that's kind of weird though, because I thought, I mean, granted, I guess he only had the first run AJ Dillon had on Thursday was really good. And then the next couple, he didn't really go anywhere. But, yeah, congrats to everyone that took a shot on Travis Etienne in fantasy, because I did not. I actually drafted Tank Bigsby in a couple best ball leagues. I remember that. So that's not going to be very good. But, yeah. Anyways, back to the Steelers here. Aaron Rodgers, 73.3%, 244, 4 touchdowns. You know what, though? Justin Fields did have a good game. 72.7%, 218, a touchdown, 12 carries, 48 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 total scores for him. Breece Hall balled out for the Jets, 19 carries, 107 yards, 2 catches for 38 yards. Garrett Wilson led the game in receiving for New York, 7 for 95, a touchdown on 9 targets. Defensively, I'm going to go with the Jets. Defensive end Will McDonald, the 4th, 3 tackles, 2 solos, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 3 QB hits. And before I finish up with this game, what I'll say is I'm happy the Steelers won. Happy that Aaron Rodgers looked good. But my God, the defense looked like shit. I mean, what happened? Granted, the Jets were supposed to be a good defense as well. They didn't do well either. So I don't know what was going on. The Steelers' issues from last year creeped up again, which is that they couldn't stop the run. And I don't know how many snaps Cam Hayward played, but I would assume it wasn't his normal complement because he hadn't been practicing with his contract issue. The loss of Derek Harmon in the preseason also hurt because he was going to be a guy that they were going to count on as a first-round pick to step in there and really help solidify the run defense. And lastly, though, got to commend Omar Khan for getting Jalen Ramsey because that mofo called game when he rocked the hell out of Garrett Wilson to end the game. Yeah. The Jets did cover +3 over 37.5. Also, by the way, Chris Boswell, amazing kicker. 60-yard game winner. I mean, that thing was probably good from 75. He hit it halfway up the post.
It with everything, man.
Jags 26-10 over the Panthers. Yeah. They had like an hour 40 lightning delay, something like that. Didn't matter. The Jags were all over Carolina. Trevor Lawrence looked really good, 61.3%, 178, touchdown, a pick, 4 carries, 12 yards. Bryce Young was not able to bring the second half over into at least game one, 51.4%, 151, touchdown, 2 picks, 5 carries, 40 yards, and a fumble. I mean, that's the issue. That's the issue. 3 turnovers. I mean, you can't do it. Can't do it, man. If you're going to win games in the NFL. So, and we just talked about Tank Bigsby. He had 5 carries in this game. Travis Etienne, I mean, I did not expect this outing from Travis Etienne. 16 carries, 143 yards, 3 catches for 13 yards. I mean, I guess it was just the new regime because last year, right? Last year, we're talking about Travis Etienne getting traded away. Like, he's done. Like, he sucks so bad. Now he has 140 yards. They trade Tank Bigsby away. Like, dude, what is... But I also think, though, it might be a statement about Bashal Tutin as well. I think this might be the fact that Liam Cohen and staff are really confident about Tutin's ability to be the RB2 behind Travis. What I don't like about it, though, is from what I can recall about Bashal Tutin, he's a similar build to Travis Etienne. So I am questioning what are they going to do in short yardage because Tank Bigsby was that guy that could really pound the rock inside the tackles. So I don't know. How about Tet, man? Tetero McMillan led the game in receiving. First game, I thought he looked really good. 5 catches on 9 targets for 68 yards. And it wasn't counted as a completion, but I thought it was a touchdown. He had multiple one-hand catches in this game that were just ridiculous. And again, I thought the one he caught was a touchdown. They caught it incomplete, but yeah, that was absolutely wild what he was able to do there. Good start for my offensive rookie of the year. He actually wasn't my pick, but
it was mine.
Yeah, I think I went with Cam Ward. I can't remember, but I have a bet on Tet to win it, so it's fine. Defensively, got to go with Jacksonville corner Jordan Lewis, 5 tackles, 3 solos, 3 pass defense, QB hit, and a pick. The Jags -4.5 covered under 44.5. Cards 2013 over the Saints. I was very disappointed in this scoreline. The fact they only won by 7 in Arizona was difficult for me to comprehend. But Spencer Rattler, not terrible, 58.7%, 214, 4 carries for 29 yards. Kyler Murray, 72.4%, 163, 2 touchdowns, 7 carries for 38 yards. And I'm so excited. through 1 week for fantasy purposes. Trey Benson led the game in rushing. Only got 8 carries, but he put 69 yards up on the board, 8.6 yards per carry, and a 6-yard reception. Keep taking those carries away from James Conner, please. I have Conner in, I think, 2 dynasty leagues, and that's it. But I also have Trey Benson in a couple dynasty leagues and a lot of redraft leagues. So I absolutely loved Trey Benson this year. 1 week, he's doing well. Although James Conner was the guy that scored. How about Juwan Johnson? Lead the game in receiving. Caught 8 of his 11 targets for 76 yards. MHJ got in the end zone. Chris Olave. He made it through 1 week. That's all you can ask. 13 targets, caught 7 for 54.
Almost died in a tackle by, what's his name? Will Johnson.
All right.
I don't think he made it all the way through the game.
How about the game for Saints defensive end Carl Granderson? Just balling out. 3 tackles, 2 solos, 1.5 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, pass defense, and 2 QB hits. Speaking of Will Johnson, he's not up on the board here, but Field Yates tweeted out his stat line. And Jimmy, you were the biggest Will Johnson hater since the draft that I've heard. And he absolutely said, F you, Jimmy, week 1.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how his knees last in the next 3 years because it's degenerative. I'm not going to lie. It is degenerative. Congrats. You look good against Spencer Rattler. I don't think that's really hard to do in this league.
Well, he's not playing against Spencer Rattler. He's playing against Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Juwan Johnson. He's got a cover.
You're facing a QB that is throwing the ball named Spencer Rattler.
Cards -5.5 covered, under 44.5. I hit the under 41 actually, which was nice. Colts. I want to say this was the biggest shocker of the weekend. Probably was because I mean, was there? Okay, the Raiders and the Bucks. Raiders, Bucks, and the Bills and Chargers. Okay, so there was a couple underdog wins outright. But this was not an underdog win. The Colts were favored by 1.5. 33-8 demolition of Miami. I will say, this was not all the Colts. The Colts did not do this by themselves. The Dolphins gave them the ball a lot. Tua gave it to him 3 times. I mean, yeah, it's just bad. Very, very bad. And Daniel Jones' legacy game also happened in this game. 75.9%, 272, a touchdown, 7 carries, 26 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 total for Jones. Tua, yeah, again, just terrible. 60.9%, 114, a touchdown, 2 picks, and a fumble. Did he get benched or was he hurt?
I think it was a combination. Like he got hit pretty hard, and it was like, well, this game's over. Just put in Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, Wilson wasn't good. 62.5%, 32 yards. So, hey, man, I am sticking with what I said in the preseason. I don't know if it would have been any better, but I'm just saying I would have rather cut the money with Zach Wilson. Put Quinn Ewers in. Why not?
Why not?
JT, good game. 18 carries, 71 yards, led the game in rushing, 3 catches for 27 yards. Michael Pittman, he led the game in receiving for Indy, caught 6 of his 8 targets for 80 yards and touchdown. And he's not on here, but my God. Thank you, Tyler Warren. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hit a nice hundo on Tyler Warren, Jimmy.
Nice.
75 yards, 6 catches, 75 yards. That's all I needed. He got, I think, 6 for 83 or something like that, or 7 for 83. Yeah. Beautiful performance, Tyler Warren. Defensively, there wasn't actually a ton in this game. I'm going to go with Colts defensive end Samson Ebukam. A solo tackle, 1 sack, tackle for loss, 3 QB hits. How about your boy Cam Bynum?
My
First game
man, I was about to mention him.
Yeah.
Hilarious celebration. Whatever
I
that was on the ground.
I mentioned the Colts covered 1.5, minus 1.5, under 47.5. That's sad. I feel bad for the overbetters. One team scores 33, and you don't get over. Raiders. Jimmy, you and I we stuck together on a lot of the games, and we were in the minority on this one and the Lions game, and we didn't do well.
Yeah. We stick together, man, but sometimes shouldn't.
Raiders 20-13 over the Patriots, and I knew I should have flipped. I knew it. I knew I should have flipped. Once they ruled out Christian Gonzalez, once they ruled Will Campbell played in this game, I think, right? I can't remember. But he was injured as a rookie, ankle, I think it is. And yeah, he's going against Max Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, and Tyree Wilson. So that worked out spectacularly. I think they sacked Drake May 5 or 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was not good. Geno Smith, though, balling 70.6%, 362, 1 touchdown, a pick, 2 carries, 10 yards. Drake May, 65.2%, 287, a touchdown, a pick, 4 carries, 11 yards. Neither team could run the ball. I mean, this was poultry running attack on both sides. Ashton Genty, 6th overall pick, led the game in rushing, 19 carries, 38 yards, 2 yards per carry, a touchdown, 2 catches for 2 yards. Yeah, I mean it's the same thing as last year for Vegas. I mean they won, but the offensive line was terrible in run blocking once again. So his rookie counterpart didn't fare any much better. Travion Henderson, just 27 yards on his 5 carries, lead the Patriots in rushing. Although he did catch all 6 of his targets for 24 yards. Kayshon Boutte, interesting. He led the Patriots and tied for the lead in the game with 6 catches on 8 targets for 103 yards. Brock Bowers left the game with a knee injury, but he did tie Boutte for the lead in the game. 5 catches, 103 yards on 8 targets. Jacoby Myers had a big target game, caught 8 of his 10 for 97. And defensively, there's a lot of defense from both sides. But I'm going to go with the Patriots. Linebacker Harold Landry III, 5 tackles, 4 solos, 2.5 sacks, 3 tackles lost, 4 QB hits. Yeah, I mean, Vrabes brought his guy in from Tennessee, and I think he knows the defense.
Oh, yeah.
Raiders plus 2.5 wins outright, under 44.5. Commandos 21-6 over the Giants. Yeah, kind of expected.
Honestly, it's kind of what we predicted. I think I said like 20 to like 13, something like that.
Yeah, I thought the Giants would cover. I thought they could keep it close because of the defense. But, I mean, the offense is god-awful. I mean, Russell Wilson was terrible. 45.9%, 168, 8 carries for 44 yards. I mean, he led the Giants in rushing. That's not it. So, just Patrick Mahomes leading the Chiefs in rushing, that's bad, but it's okay. It's not terrible. If Russell Wilson is leading your team in rushing on a day, that is horrendous. At this stage in his career, when he was with the Seahawks, him leading the game in rushing for the Seahawks, I could have seen that. But at this stage of his career, no. He should not be leading your team in rushing. Jaden Daniels, he had an okay day. 63.3%, 233, a touchdown, 11 carries, 68 yards. Bill, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, 10 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown for the 7th rounder. He led the game in rushing, and he was on my bench. I benched him late because I got psyched out, Jimmy. They put out that he was 4th on the depth chart. I was like, dude, how can I start this guy in fantasy? I can't do it. It's okay. It's okay. You know why? I'm starting your boy Jordan Mason tonight in his spot. And it didn't matter anyways, because between I think I just have Jordan Mason, but I'm 2 points away, 2.5, whatever it is, from leading the league in scoring this week. So, because the other guy that has the highest score right now, he's done. I have Jordan Mason. He's projected to get 11 points. I don't know how, but I hope so. That'd be nice. But yeah, Lamar and Zay did it for me last time. Anyways, yeah, Bill on my bench, 14 points. I will start you potentially next week. The leading the game in receiving. How about new Commanders wide receiver Deebo Samuel? Nice first game for him. Caught 7 of his 10 targets for 77 yards and a 19-yard rushing touchdown. Malik Neighbors, big target share, caught only 5 of those. 12 targets for 71 yards. And defensively, how about the game for Giants linebackers? Brian Burns, 6 tackles, 2 solos, 2 sacks, 2 tackles lost, 2 QB hits. Commanders -6 covered, under 45.5. Bengals 17-16 over the Browns. I thought Joseph Flacco was going to do it.
We all did. They held the Bengals to 7 total yards in the second half. 7.
And I said on Friday, this game is going to be close. It's the Bengals week 1 and 2 combined with the Browns defense. That's what it was. And so I think it kind of played out how I thought it would, to be honest. Yeah, once again, the Bengals were unable to protect Joe Burrow. You see there, Isaiah McGuire, Myles Garrett combined for 3 sacks and 5 QB hits, along with their compatriots there for Cleveland. And I don't know. I don't think this is a foreshadowing for what is going to be the Browns' season. They are not going to be this competitive against every single good team. Again, it is that the Bengals suck in weeks 1 and 2 under Zach Taylor, and that Jim Schwartz is one of the best coordinators in the NFL. That's why. Also, the Bengals' offensive line is still trash. But yeah, look who's not on here, right? Jamar Chase, not anywhere to be found. He scored, I think it was 4.4 fantasy points, something like that.
Something like that. First overall.
Yep. Joe Flacco, balling 68.9%, 290, a touchdown, 2 picks. How long do you think he had to be in the ice bath after the game, throwing 40?
He's still there. Hey, Chad. He's still there.
45 passes at his age.
They put him in cold storage.
Oh, by the way, Mike Garafolo put some context into the trade for Tank Bigsby. The Eagles were looking for another kick returner.
Okay.
So he's going to mix in with Will Shipley at kick returner now. And Will Shipley's also got a rib injury right now. So
that does make a little more sense.
Yeah, Tank Bigsby. That's the thing, though. I would regard Tank Bigsby as a decent kick returner, not elite. And I don't think Tank Bigsby has top-end speed like that, though. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Joe Burrow, 60.9%, only 113 yards. Touchdown. I mean, that is, you never see that from Joe Burrow. Under 200, let alone under 125.
Yeah.
Chase Brown led the game in rushing, a solid 21 carries for 43 yards. He did score. 2 catches for 8 yards. Dylan Sampson. Hey, man, Browns had a great run game, too, today on Sunday. Dylan Sampson, the rookie, led the Browns in rushing for 29 yards. Although he helped anyone that had him in fantasy. I don't know why you would start Dylan Sampson in fantasy, but if you did, he had a great PPR day. Caught all 8 of his targets for 64 yards. And how about the Cleveland Browns' first touchdown of the season? What everyone thought it was going to be. Rocket Sanders.
Woo!
I saw that and I was like,
trivia question.
Are you kidding me? I didn't even know he was on the Browns for one. I was like, dude, this is Cleveland's 2025 season in a nutshell to start already. It's Rocket Sanders scoring your first touchdown of the season.
Hey, if you told a Browns fan that, hey, Sanders would get your first touchdown this year, do you think they'd be thinking the other Sanders?
Yeah.
Yo, Sanders got a touchdown. Hell yeah. Shador looks good.
Who did he throw it to?
Who did he throw it to? Oh, did he scramble?
Jerry Jeudy led the game in receiving, caught 5 of his 8 targets, 66 yards, and defensively, it's Myles Garrett. It's Myles Garrett. 5 tackles, all of them solos, 2 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, 3 QB hits. Browns plus 5.5, like I told you it would be. Under 47.5. Bucks. Yes, sir. We love a young ho. Yes, we do. Oh, Koo is the best person in the league. Absolutely. 23-20 over the Falcons. And yeah, Chase McLaughlin can actually go outside of his house in Tampa this week. Yeah, I mean the doink when it would have put the Bucks up 24-20, made the Falcons go score a touchdown. They did not have to. And Falcons thought they had it to overtime. Not to be. Mr. Koo swiping right on the NFL L. So, yeah, it was I thought this is an entertaining game, though, for sure. But, yeah, I liked it. Bucks winning. Michael Penix, 64.3%, 298, 1 touchdown, 6 carries, 21 yards, a rushing touchdown. Baker Mayfield, not the greatest, but he threw 3 scores, 52.1%, 167, 3 touchdowns, 5 carries for 39 yards. Bucky Irving, this is another game this week that it was just like, bro, there's no running game on either side. 37 yards for Buck. Baker actually led the game in rushing. But Bucky did score a touchdown. How about Bijan Robinson? Got to stop saying it, Jimmy. Bijan.
Gotta say it right.
Yeah. Only 24 yards rushing. But, yeah, 6 catches on 7 targets for 100 yards and a touchdown. He started that off with a 50-yard receiving touchdown. Emeka Egbuka, the Rook, leading the game in receiving. Great first game for him. Caught 4 of his 6 targets, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns. By the way, we're getting set for kickoff here in a hot sec. Oh, I don't want ESPN Deportes. Defensively, I am going to go with the Bucks. Corner Jamel Dean, 6 tackles, all of them solos, 3 passes defensed. Bucks cover plus 1.5. They went out right under 47.5. Niners 17-13 over the Seahawks. Great win for San Fran. Brock Purdy, 74.3%, 277, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 5 carries, 17 yards. John was talking all this smack about how he was going to be the right one. Lone wolfing his Seahawks. Well, John, they lost at home. So, good riddance. 69.6%, 150 for Sam Darnold, 2 carries for 14 yards and a fumble. And yeah, we love seeing Sam Darnold be Sam Darnold of old, fumbling the game away. There we go, JJ! Woo! Christian McCaffrey, he did play in this game. Led the game in rushing. Looked good. Big receiving day for him. 69 yards on 22 carries. Caught 9 of his 10 targets for 73 yards. Zach Charbonnet leading the game in rushing for the Seahawks. JSN, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, the young receivers, had a really good day. The 9 catches on 13 targets, 124 yards, and a fumble. Reggie Pearsall also went over 100 for San Fran, caught 4 of his 7 targets for 108 yards. And how about, once again, another one where we're like, just what everyone thought it was going to be. Jake Tongas winning the game for San Francisco. His first 3 career receptions and targets came in this game, and he caught what ended up being the game-winning touchdown. Defensively, dude, how about my defensive player of the year pick? Starting off pretty good. 6 tackles, all of them solos for Nick Bosa, a sack, 3 tackles for loss, 1 QB hit, and the game-ending fumble recovery. 49ers covered -1.5, under 44.5. Broncos, dude, I was totally disappointed in the Broncos this week. 20-12 over the Titans. I mean, the defense was the defense, but I expected the Broncos to completely demolish the Titans, and they did not. Continued to turn the ball over. Bo Nix turned it over 3 times, and it just was not efficient for the offense under Sean Payton. 62.5% for Nix, 176 a touchdown, 2 picks, 8 carries, 18 yards, and a fumble. Big third down for J.J. McCarthy, and cannot get out of it. Sacked. 3 and out for Minnesota. Not
season
good.
Over.
Yep. Cam Ward. Season might be over for the Titans because Cam Ward did not have a good rookie debut. 42.9%, 112, and a fumble. He also did not get very much help. Calvin Ridley. 3 drops, I believe it was. Not very good. It looked like CeeDee Lamb, really. It was just terrible. RJ Harvey, one rookie that did have a good outing. He led the game in rushing, 6 carries, 70 yards, and a catch for -1 yard. I liked what I saw from the Broncos run game. New acquisition, J.K. Dobbins and drafty Harvey there. Broncos wide receiver Cortland Sutton led the game in receiving, caught 6 of his 9 targets, 61 yards, and a touchdown. Defensively, I'm going to go with the guy that just got paid. Broncos linebacker Nick Benito, 3 tackles, all of them solos, sacked, 2 tackles loss, 3 QB hits. Titans covered +9.5, under 43.5. Yeah, Packers suck. Let's move on. Okay. 27-13 over the Lions. Yeah, I mean, this was shocking. Shocking. Lions couldn't do anything on offense. They couldn't protect Jared Goff. They couldn't stop Jordan Love on offense. They really couldn't stop anything on offense, or on defense, I mean, from the Packers offense. And yeah, it was just a complete fire sale from Detroit in this game, and I have no clue what I watched yesterday. I thought you'd have more. It's your division.
I mean, I think the craziest stat is Jared Goff had 31 completions and 225 yards. Like, that is what was his depth of target? Like -2? Like, that's absurdity. Like, what do you do with that stat line? I mean, that's rough.
Yeah, he was ultra efficient. 79.5%, 225 touchdown. Did have a pick. Jordan Love just as good, 72.7%, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs led the game in rushing, 19 carries, 66 yards, touchdown, 4-yard reception there. How about Jahmyr Gibbs? 9 carries, 19 yards, just horrendous. He had caught all 10 of his targets, 10 receptions. Jahmyr Gibbs broke the record for the most receptions in a game with the fewest amount of yards. 10 catches for 31 yards. Sam Laporta led the game in receiving for the Lions. 9 targets, caught 6 for 79. Defensively, it's Rashawn Gary for the Packers, defensive end. 7 tackles, 3 solos, 1.5 sacks, 1 tackle for loss, 3 QB hits. Packers minus 1.5 covered under 48.5. Rams, good win. This was a weird game, though. 14-9 over the Texans. Kind of expected both of these teams to score a little bit more. Matthew Stafford was really efficient, 72.4%, 245, a touchdown. CJ Stroud, he was efficient, 70.4%, but struggled to get the ball down the field, 188, a pick, 5 carries for 32 yards. Kyron Williams led the game in rushing for LA, 66 yards on 18 carries, a touchdown, and a 3-yard catch. Puka, big time game for him, 10 receptions on 11 targets for 130 yards. And defensively, you got to go with Texans defensive end Will Anderson Jr., 4 tackles, all of them solos, sack, 3 tackles for loss, 2 QB hits. Rams covered minus 3.5, under 43.5 easily. This was week 1, but this might be the game of the year, like already. Like once we get to the end of the year, I mean, we might look back and say this was the best game because it was ridiculous. I mean, it was score. The Bills are down 15 points in the fourth quarter, people. 15. And they came back and won the game 41-40. Josh Allen looked like the MVP. He put him on his back. He said, I got y'all. We're going, and we're going to get the win. 71.7%, 394, 2 touchdowns, 14 carries, 30 yards, 2 rushing scores, 4 total for him. Lamar Jackson balled out as well, 73.7%, 210, 2 touchdowns, 6 carries, 70 yards, a touchdown on the ground, 3 for him. And it was funny, in my Dynasty League that I run, it was an epic Week 1 matchup for the win last night. It was this game. I had Josh Allen, and he had Lamar Jackson. He started down, I think, 2 points, and it wasn't looking good. And then Josh came through for me in the end, scoring a late rushing touchdown to get it within a score, and then, they got the game ender there. Derrick Henry, I mean, for all the game that he had, 18 carries, 169 yards, 2 touchdowns, he made the one mistake that he couldn't make. Fumbled the ball. That gave the Bills life. They went down, scored, and that was really what started the shift toward Buffalo and what ended up allowing them to win the game. Also had a 13-yard reception. But yeah, that was the biggest mistake Derrick Henry could have made in the game after he has demolished the Bills the last 3 times they played. So, Zay Flowers, hell of a game for Baltimore. Caught 7 of 9 targets, 143 yards, and a touchdown. Keon Coleman. Dude, I got beat in 2 Dynasty Leagues this week by freaking Keon Coleman. I was like, dude, who is starting Keon Coleman right now? Like, you sickos. Stop starting Keon Coleman in week 1. I mean, come on. That's wild. Caught 8 of his 11 targets, 112 yards. That is a ridiculous catch for Roma Dunze, by the way. Nice slider there. Wow. Yeah, Caleb is
it's over.
Slicing and dicing. And you know what, Jimmy? I was gonna bench the Vikings defense in the Moles League, right? Because they were the only player left between John and I. And the only thing that can happen is I lose 2 points. The Vikings go minus 2 points tonight on defense. The only thing that can happen that can lose me the game. Only thing. But I chose the honorable path because I've been on the opposite side before and got a player benched from not getting minus points for the other team to win. And I don't like that. I don't like when someone does that. I think you should set your lineup. You have to have a full lineup. I think that's how it should be in fantasy. That's how I'm gonna roll with it and hope the Vikings can get me positive or 0 points tonight. So we shall see. Anyways. Defensively, Bills defense tackle Ed Oliver, 6 tackles, all of them solos, sack, 3 tackles lost, 1 QB hit. Bills plus 1.5 went outright over 51.5. Run through these real quick. College football news, big time. West Virginia losing running back Jaheim White, done for the knee injury. Bucks targeting weeks 5 through 7 for wide receiver Chris Godwin's return. The Browns maybe get some boost on offense for that running game. They signed their other rookie, finally, the last 2025 draft pick to be signed, second-round rookie running back Quinshon Judkins has been signed, although he is still under investigation from the NFL, hoping to make his debut soon. Don't know if that's going to be this week or next week, whatever. But, yeah. Ins and outs for this game that's going on right now. The Bears do not have a lot of defense. Linebacker TJ Edwards is doubtful. I don't know if he was ruled out. I can't remember. And then corners Kyler Gordon and Jalen Johnson are both out of this game. Calf and a groin injury for Jalen Johnson. That is ridiculous. It was the other quarterback that scored the first touchdown. Caleb Williams. 9-yard
run. I switched my pick. Fuck the Vikings, man. I fucking hate this team.
I mean, it's had to be stopped. I mean, they covered everything and they didn't contain it. That's yeah.
This team fucking blows.
Well, I'm starting Caleb next week, so
yeah,
2 is my other quarterback. For the Vikings, left tackle Christian Darrisaw not playing in this game. Injuries, Lions corner Tyrion Arnold. He has a groin injury. Dan Campbell said he doesn't think it's major, though. 49ers, I mean, my gosh. It's 1 week, and we're talking about 49ers injuries.
Oh, yeah.
So, Juwan Jennings, he has a shoulder injury, has to get a CT scan they're waiting on, but they think that's going to be okay. Brock Purdy, shoulder and toe injuries. Shanahan said that the toe injury is worse than the shoulder, but still not sure on availability for week 2. And George Kittle, he is done. He is out 3 to 5 weeks, hamstring injury. So, I mean, they were already looking for receivers with Ayuk coming back from the ACL. Robinson suspended. Gage is banged up, I believe. And yeah, I mean, it's just, how does this happen every single year to San Francisco? I don't understand. All right, pick standings. Oh, I meant to say Lions. They signed wide receiver Jameson Williams to a 3-year, $83 million extension, max value there for Jameson Williams. Big time money deal. Not sure. It might be worth it. We'll see. Titans, they signed safety Imani Hooker to a 3-year, $48.6 million extension. $29 million guaranteed there for Hooker. So big time safety deal for the Titans. And the 49ers, I mentioned they're looking for receivers. Well, they just got one today. They signed Patriots wide receiver Kendrick Bourne to a 1-year, $5 million deal there. So, and they said he could play as early as this week. So, and they need him. They need him on the field. So, Kendrick Bourne, likely your number 2 wide receiver this week for San Francisco, behind Ricky Pearsall. And Jake Tongas comes in number 3. Pick standings, everyone. We're good. we all won. We all got the Eagles right on Thursday. So let's see what happens when we have 2 picks this week. And John's smiling right now at us.
Yeah, he's going to be right.
1.5 point favorites at the Bears. Not looking good.
They look like shit. Oh, my God.
We got low morale. Jimmy, we have 53 minutes left, though, so we're okay.
I don't give a shit.
Yes, you do. We are okay. We got enough time to come back on this thing. Total's 43.5. With the early score, looking like the over might be a good play, but I did not do anything with the total. It's on ABC and ESPN right now. First opening drive touchdown in the last 12 games against the Vikings for the Bears. There you go. This one on Thursday. Why did no one save the graphic? Why did no one save the graphic? Because you know what? The Packers are getting all this love. They're getting all this love, right? And it's going to go in on Thursday night. Jaden Daniels is going to absolutely ball out, and he's going to rock their world.
You think so?
I'm hoping. Because I'm tired of the Packers shit. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of, oh my gosh, Micah, we're going to the Super Bowl. Dude, it's 1 week. Micah did get a sack. He didn't play the full snap count. And the Lions, while I did have confidence that they would win, it wasn't a sure thing that they were going to win because they lost both their coordinators. So, yeah. And they had 2 new interior offensive linemen as well. And their secondary still sucks. The reason why I'm picking the Packers is because the Commanders' defense still isn't that good. So I don't expect them to have that much of a better game against Jordan Love and that Green Bay offense. I just expect Jaden Daniels needs to ball out for Washington to be able to win this game. So we'll see. Total's 48.5. I'm going to go with the under. 8:15 on Prime Video. Week 3. Yeah, because we're going into week 2. Week 3 next week, which we'll go into. We got a doubleheader Monday Night Football next week, so we'll be picking 3 games. Bucks at the Texans, and we got the Chargers at the Raiders. So 2 pretty solid games there in week to end week 2. Week 3, we got an AFC East matchup, Dolphins at the Bills. So it's back-to-back 3-and-outs for Minnesota.
Yeah, fuck. Of course.
Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media at FAA Podcast, Instagram and X, FAA_bets on X as well. FAApodcast.com is our website. Check us out here on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and we'll see y'all on Football Friday.